I'm Chris Heilmann, International Developer Evangelist for Yahoo.
And where are we?
We're in London here. We're actually in Covent Garden, close to the office, and we're at Open Hack Day 2009.
Okay, so how many hack days have you actually been to in your career?
I've been to 8 internal hack days in Yahoo, because it was an internal thing first. I've been to 4 open hack days in London, in Bangalore, and in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I've been to the BBC Mashed event, and I've been to several smaller ones as well, a lot of them.
Okay, and how does this compare with other ones you've been to? Particularly the open hack days.
It's a bit smaller than the first open hack day that we've done. It's a bit smaller than Mashed as well, but the amount of hackers are the same, so that's quite interesting. And what I also found here is, like, I was just stunned how fast people formed groups this time. People didn't come in and like, oh, I'm going to do a hack, I already know what I'm doing. People just sat down on a table and said, like, let's build something together, what can we do? The innovation was flying really quickly, it was great.
Excellent. And would you say the mix of software hacks to hardware hacks?
I think there's always less hardware hacks than software hacks because there's much more work to do. But as we had a workshop on Arduino, which is the open source hardware, we have a lot more hardware hacks this year as well. A lot of people try to use technology in ways they haven't used it before. There's going to be an iPhone orchestra, people trying to play music on an iPhone and sync it up on stage. There was a band yesterday that we invited that basically was a guy with a guitar and a guy with a Game Boy, using the Game Boy with a tracker on it to actually do all the percussion, and that inspired a lot of people saying, like, oh, let's do something like that.
What does Yahoo get out of Open Hack Days?
We get to know people that want to build good things, and we get to actually test our own technological products, like our YUI library, our APIs, with the developers out there and see how easy they are to understand. And it's basically, it allows us to actually show people that there are a lot of things from Yahoo that they can use in a day-to-day job to make their life easier. Like with YUI, for example, I can build a website that works across all the browsers in a matter of minutes. If I do it myself, I have to do all the testing by myself. We have all kind of components that we use to build Yahoo, and by giving them out to other people and talking to developers face to face what they think of them, we make them much better than they were before.
And what do attendees get out of Hack Days?
Well, they meet like-minded people. They probably, after 24 hours, they will have realized what they can do in one day if they just put their head down and get a chance to basically show what they're doing. And they get to play around with systems that they normally don't have time to play around with in their day-to-day job. And they meet like-minded people that basically they can start companies with later on, they can build products with. There are lots of people that I met here later on turned out to be startup people or like started an own blog with technology. So it's basically great to meet face to face and got 24 focused hours to build something cool. Because if you just email each other and say, like, let's do something together, it's not going to work that way. This is a good starting point for a career or working together.
And how would you say the tech scene in the UK has changed since the first Open Hack Day that happened in London?
There's a lot more sophistication, a lot more APIs have come out, so people actually use much more mobile devices that they've done before. In the first hack day we had mostly computer things, like basically web applications. Nowadays a lot of them are actually using iPhones, other people are using like Arduino boards, RFIDs, wireless transmissions, geolocation is a big thing as well. Like in the first hack day we didn't have many geolocation hacks. This time a lot of people will say, like, this is where you are, this is what you can find around you, and my software shows it to you in a cool way. Internally the hack day goes on all the time. It's part of our innovation process. It's part of making our developers happy, because we want to know what people have in them and that they can show the company. Open Hack Days will continue as well. I cannot say any dates at the moment, but we will have another one. I'm quite sure about this.